Good day, everyone, and welcome to another AMA on crypto miners. My name is Ariel, and I am your host. Today, we'll be having the team over from VAIOT. Our guests are Mr. Simon, the lead developer, and Mr. Jacob of the marketing segment. So, VAIOT, VAIOT is um is a project that combines artificial intelligence and blockchain to develop a portfolio of business oriented intelligent visual assistants having both consumers and businesses. So this AMA is going to be in two segments where we're going to talk about the project first, and then we will try as much as possible to take questions from the community members as well. So Mr. Simon and Mr. Jacob, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can. Can you hear
Yeah, we
us?
can.
All right, thank you. It's great to have you here. So before we deep dive into some certain aspects of the project, can you please briefly introduce yourself, your background, and your journey in the crypto industry so far?
You want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, first things first. My name is Jacob. Thank you for the introduction here. I'm the community marketing and growth manager for VAIOT, wearing several hats here. I've been in crypto for about 10 years, starting off with speculating on Bitcoin before I had any idea what it was. That translated into having a love for marketing and technology and development. I ended up going on to work for Verizon Media quite a long time in one of their Eastern European offices as a sales manager and trainer there. Since then, in about 2019, I started working with several projects across the space, a bunch of little ones, meme coins, serious projects, obviously, such as VAIOT, starting to learn about exchanges, rubbing elbows with people there, things like that. And essentially establishing myself as someone who is familiar with the space, and what is going on, and how to try and get ahead of trends. So yeah, been doing this for quite some time. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm Simon. I'm the lead blockchain developer at VAIOT. I have currently 5 years of blockchain development, 5 years of experience. I essentially started in crypto in 2017 as a normal investor, but with time, I kind of realized that there is massive potential in the development space in blockchain. I started by helping NFT projects creating their minting pages, the smart contracts for minting the NFTs, managing the NFTs, and adding some cool utilities. Over the course of the 5 years, I created many NFT marketplaces, NFT minting pages, ERC20 tokens, staking platforms, and much more. I mainly specialize in blockchain, but I've also got full stack expertise, so both front end and back end.
All right, that's great. Um, you both have really great experience in the crypto space, and I mean that's really great. So okay, can you give us a brief overview of the project and its technicality for our community members to have a little catch up on it for those that could not go through the website and the white paper?
Gotcha. Well, we'd definitely be glad to give an overview here. I'll do the more general event-based things. I think Simon will jump over on the technical part. But essentially, as you said, VAIOT unites AI and blockchain technology. But it's definitely not all we do. We hope to revolutionize the way people see automation in their everyday lives, with our AI legal assistant and our intelligent contracts. So we were founded in 2018. By 2020, we became the world's first BFAA regulated project in Malta, which will go into that and our regulated status here later. And then we launched our VAI token in 2021. And now, in 2023, 5 years into all of this, we are entering in the late stages of our development for our AI legal assistant and our other use cases here. And yeah, of course, close relationships with IBM, Grant Thornton. We have had our skin in the game in AI development before it was a fad in crypto in any way, shape, or form. So it's nice to see other newcomers come on the space, but there's definitely no one else like us.
Okay. All right. That I mean, that was a nice introduction, and we, given the different blockchains we have in the crypto world, and I mean, there's Ethereum, then there is the Binance, and like, can you give us? Do you have a specific reason why you made the decision to build your project on the Polygon network?
Yeah, sure. So there are several reasons why VAIOT chose to build on Polygon for our private blockchain deployment. So the main reason is obviously everyone loves Ethereum, and among developers and users, it's the most user-friendly blockchain that is out there. But there are many more reasons. This is not the only reason why we chose Polygon. So Polygon is highly scalable. Polygon's framework is designed for scalability, which is very crucial for us to handle large volumes of contracts and transactions. And Polygon achieves high throughput and accommodates an expanded user base without compromising on speed or performance. The transaction costs are very low as well, which is one of the biggest advantages of Polygon. By choosing Polygon, we at VAIOT, we ensure that users can create, store, update, and verify their contracts on the blockchain very affordably, reducing the barrier of entry to people. Polygon is also very well established. As we all know, it's very secure. It combines the best of Ethereum's security with its own unique architecture to ensure a secure and a robust platform. This aligns very well with VAIOT's commitment to provide a secure environment for contract creation. Not only that, but I would say that interoperability is very important here as well. Polygon's interoperability allows seamless interaction with other blockchain networks. And yeah, Polygon right now is one of the biggest projects that's doing the biggest moves, and I think it's a very good fit for VAIOT in general.
Okay, I personally have actually delved into a couple of projects in the Polygon network, and I actually like how it's been so far. I mean, it's actually took me a while to learn the basics on it, because when something new pops up, it takes me time to actually accept it. But then, anyways, good luck with that.
Right on. Thank you.
Okay, about your AI broker and aggregator, how does it protect the digital assets of your investors?
Yeah, so like
Well,
the version one of VAIOT, is initially that was the plan to introduce AI broker and the sales assistant. Although with time we have actually converted more to legal contracts, generation of contracts, generation of legal services, and much more. So this is not one of the services that we are planning on continuing.
All right, all right. I actually went through your white paper. I I went through your white paper, and then believe me, I actually liked the thing you did with all the abbreviation that is contained in the white paper, and how you was able to actually break it down for users to actually go through it, so there's no complication when they're going through the white paper. So could you please tell us how you comply with regulatory bodies and relevant laws and regulations to ensure the safety run of your project?
Yeah, no, definitely. So regulation is actually relatively a cool topic for us, unlike most projects, I would say, in the space, or even that I've even worked with. From the beginning of everything, VAIOT has been regulated. And we said that VAIOT was the first regulated project ever in Malta under the VFA Act, which means Virtual Financial Assets Act. So essentially, what that means is Malta was the first country to implement a comprehensive regulatory framework for ICOs. So, because of this fact alone, VAIOT set up for success by having a future framework laid out not only for VAIOT, the project itself, but investors overall. You see, from the very beginning, we had to work with Malta Financial Services Authority, or MFSA, and we were closely monitored and audited by Grant Thornton. So everything from the white paper creation to the concept to the releasing of the token, which is under the VFA Act, a virtual financial asset, which VAIOT is a virtual financial asset issuer. The VAI token itself is the first ever regulated digital asset in Malta from the VFA Act, and therefore the first fully from the ground up regulated project and token in the EU. So essentially anything that comes our way in the future as far as laws being changed, as far as new events in the crypto world, we're covered. Like I said, from the ground up, we've been working with several authorities, several people, as well as new projects. We have a research and development project even opened up with Grant Thornton for making sure that we stay on top of everything new that comes out. And even if there's a law that was to come out and possibly be, I don't know, threatening for VAIOT, we would have the first-hand knowledge to be able to get around it. So not only, as I said earlier, are we protected as a project, everyone who interacts with VAIOT, whether it be our token, our products in the future, is protected. Because one, we are legally obligated to do what we say we're going to do, and we're doing.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I came across this ZK Snox implementation. Could you throw more light on that?
Yeah, sure. So essentially, this is one of the groundbreaking technologies that we have introduced to VAIOT not so long ago. Now, what are ZK snarks, and in general, what does it give to our users, and how are we planning to implement them in the future? So, right now, when you're creating a contract, let's say you have an employment contract with some sort of a party, and you would like to lease a car, right? Let's say you're making a certain amount of money every month, and you would like to go and lease a car. Now, when you go to the dealership, and right now you want to prove to the other person that you're making enough money to, let's say, rent some sort of a car. Well, the problem is, in order to rent that car, you will have to display all of the information in your employment contract regarding your name, surname, your tax ID, and much more confidential information that, in general, it is not necessary to show the information to actually get the car, because, as we all know, the point of showing your rates or how much you earn, you just have to prove that you earn enough money and you're going to be able to pay the rates, right? Well, with ZK Snox, we are actually able to prove that you're making enough money without revealing any confidential information. So, how does the process work? You enter our platform, you go through a chat with our AI models that guide you through the process of legal document creation. So in this case, this would be your employment contract, right? Now, after you're done with creating the legal document, you can inform our assistant that you would like to lease a car. And you say that, okay, the car costs, let's say, $100,000, and you want to lease the car. Our assistant then guides you through the process of the zk-snark proof generation, which essentially generates a proof that you can show to the dealership. And this proof contains information about how much money do you earn. And this proof is fully intangible, and it is also fully secure. So it actually does verify your income in 100%, and it just verifies how much you earn. So it only verifies what you want to verify. And with this powerful technology, you can share that information with the dealership without revealing any confidential information about yourself. So it's actually quite easy to imagine how many use cases there are with ZK snarks if you're able to prove certain things about your contract without revealing the whole information. Very often, when there are transactions between huge corporations, these corporations are really, really focused on not revealing any confidential information about themselves. So we are essentially opening the doors to a lot of new use cases that VAIOT can incorporate, and a lot more business partnerships that we can take on and actually take the blockchain space and the crypto space into the real world, which right now I don't think many projects do.
Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that explanation. And I best believe I actually love things that make life easier for me. As long as I don't need to go through all of that stress, believe me, I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, right now the crypto space, like many big personalities in the crypto space, do recognize that crypto in general, when it comes to real life, did not change a lot, right? We have like transactions, we've got tokens that allow transactions all across the world in seconds, right? But are there real use cases in the real world where people use it and it actually solves their problem? There are not many examples that we can give. But with VAIOT, we are confident that we are actually going to be able to bring blockchain to the real world and actually make the legal sector a lot more, feasible, I would say.
I mean, I get you. I get you. Because I love meeting projects that actually know what you're doing and actually have things in place. So, could you please explain how your AI legal assistants actually work?
Yeah, so AI Legal Assistant is essentially our main product that encapsulates all of our services into one user-friendly interface, right? So when you enter our page, you are greeted with a tutorial how to actually use our platform, and then you can see a chat box that you can open up and start. Essentially, you're going to be talking to our own AI machine learning models that are enhanced with GPT-4 in relation to answering all of the extra questions that you might have. But keep in mind that the core of our chat is mainly handled by our own AI machine learning models. So it's not like you're just talking to GPT-4. The GPT-4 is just like an addition, but 90% of the time you're going to be utilizing our own models that are way more secure and robust. The chat box allows you to do many great things. In general, it guides you through the process of analyzing legal contracts. It helps you to create your own contracts. Let's say you've got a situation where you got a letter from court that you have to do something or that you have to pay taxes on something. Now, I don't know about you, but I always get really stressed out when I get a letter, then I have to do something. And I am sure that most of you also are very stressed out. Now, If you upload a picture of or just the plain text to our assistant will tell you what you need to do, what happened, and essentially make the legal sector a lot more feasible and accessible to normal everyday people, right? Now, also the chatbox, the AI legal assistant, allows you to create ZK Snark proofs for any given field in your contract. You can also, upon of the creation of the contract, you can save it on our private blockchain, which further improves the security of the contract, making it immutable and providing a track history of the contract throughout the whole history. As we all know, blockchain is immutable, so there's no way of erasing that information, right? We also have a contract reader. The contract reader allows you to actually check out every single contract that you have created or have participated in. So you essentially have a whole track record of all of your legal documents in just one place, right? And like nowadays, let's say you're employed somewhere and you work as let's say a developer, right? Now you can also have agreements on your apartment or your car. And nowadays, you usually keep these documents in the cupboard, right, hidden somewhere, and it's always a pain to find them and to actually analyze them and understand them. Well, our platform, or specifically the contract reader, allows you to store all of the legal documents in one place, having a contract overview for every single one, and it provides real-time updates when it comes to law to all of your contracts. What does it mean? Well, we all know that law changes very rapidly. Like every day, something new can come up in any place around the world. Whereas our assistant essentially notifies you if something has changed in the law and it does interfere with a contract that you have, and it will tell you what needs to be updated or what is the new thing that should appear in your contract. So essentially, again, we are making the legal sector widely available, easy to understand, and easy to interact with. I think that mainly encapsulates all of the services that are there right now, but just keep in mind that we have a ton more use cases coming up that I think that VAIOT in general is going to revolutionize the legal sector in the real world, but also the crypto space.
All right, thank you very much for that, because I was actually going to ask you if you had additional use cases, but then thank you very much for that. So I we all know customer support is actually a key factor in both the traditional business and the Web3 space. And I mean, a lot of customers are concerned about how projects and businesses handle their customers' feedback or whatsoever to actually help the customers. So how do the VAIOT team handle customer support and resolve issues or disputes that may arise during trading your platform?
Yeah, so as you can imagine, AI models, it's just a program, right? So it doesn't always check all the boxes when it comes across a problem. So you might have some additional questions that the models cannot really answer. And I'm sure all of us came across this problem of GPT-3 or 4, where the answers that we are getting were either outdated, and that's especially important in the legal sector, right? Because if the information is outdated, then possibly you are doing something, let's say, illegal or wrong, right? So if the legal assistant or the machine learning models will not be enough, there will always be the human factor in VAIOT. So you're always going to be able to connect to a real lawyer that's going to answer all of your questions. And you have any questions directly to VAIOT, we are always open to discussions or to answer any questions. So essentially, VAIOT is not only about the artificial intelligence and machine learning models, but there's a big human factor in it as well.
Right. Right. Um
Also, I'm gonna add in on that one. Through all of our processes here, even before getting to the product itself. We have several channels across Telegram and the internet entirely, whether it be on our Twitter, through our moderation team, through our support portal, even, which you can find through our Telegram chat. Whether the project is live or not, there's always space and hands-on, ready to answer questions at any time. So, got that one there.
All right. So, could you throw more light on the CLU and GPT-4 integrated alongside your proprietary algorithm?
Lost your audio a bit there. Could you repeat the question?
I said, could you throw more light on your CLU and your GPT-4 integrated alongside your
It seems like your microphone is semi-muted because we can barely hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay, so I was asking about your CLU and your GPT-4 integrated alongside your proprietary algorithms. If you could talk more on that.
Yeah, so we essentially, like a few weeks ago, we have integrated GPT-4 into our services along with CLU, which was implemented a long time ago. Essentially, it enables smooth and in-depth, intuitive conversational flow, both in and out of contract creation. The database of VAIOT instance of GPT-4 contains a vast legal knowledge base of the jurisdictional framework of not just Malta, but in general, all of the EU as a whole. So essentially, we've got our own machine learning models that are able to handle conversation with the user. It has all of the legal database knowledge that you can think of regarding all of the countries around the world. So it doesn't matter if you are from Poland, if you are from France, Germany, or the United States. We know all about the law in each one of these places. And GPT-4 is just like an add-on that helps us create a conversation that is fully fluent and it can answer every single question that you can think of. So you are really, in general, it feels like you're talking to a real person that has knowledge of like 1,000 lawyers all around the world, which makes this a super powerful tool.
Alright, thank you very much. I actually like all the AI thingy going on recently because it's really been helpful to a lot of people. I mean, in all in all fields actually, not just the crypto space. It's really helpful, and it's really a lot. I think we'll go on to take questions from the community. I see a lot of people requested to ask questions, so I'll just go ahead and unmute some people. I hope you all are ready to take your questions.
Definitely.
All right. So let me see. Um, 18. 18. You've been unmuted. You can actually ask your question now.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello there.
Thanks for bringing me up. Okay, I would like to know what competitive advantages does VAIOT feel more confident about?
As far as competitive advantages, I guess I can start there, at least from the partnerships end and what we're doing. I mean, simply from the beginning, before we even launched the token, like I said, working with Grant Thornton and the Maltese government as a whole, in addition to IBM and having our cooperation with them, and even being launched from DAOmaker, and even recently becoming a Microsoft partner for one of their ISV programs. And the names keep on going on. The amount of people that have been, I guess, integrated into the birth and creation of VAIOT that makes us, without even having our tech out there yet, ahead of the pack in almost every single way. We even, and this is I guess a little known fact by this point, we, with KuCoin Labs, created the Digital Assets Regulations Institute for DARI, focused on fostering collaboration between financial institutions and governments within the cryptocurrency industry. You know, not just for our sake, but for everybody's sake. So the foundation of people and places and ideas and minds behind VAIOT totally separates it from everyone else in the pack. Yes, things are a bit quiet right now, but every single day, the amount of development and progress that's been made under the hood is amazing. I've never worked with a team like VAIOT. But as far as the other advantages of under the hood, I can give that one over to Simon.
Yeah, so there's just like two things that I would like to add, two very important things. As we all know, right now, well, Bitcoin has bounced back to a quite high number, right? But let's not forget that it probably still is a bear market, and most projects are not actually pushing forward and developing. And we are one project that has consistently been up to date and developing every single day. It doesn't really matter what the Bitcoin price is, we will always keep on developing. Now, what actually also sets us apart is the technology. And specifically, we can even you look at the ZK Snark technology. So most projects, let's say ZK Cash, right? So ZK Cash, probably most of you heard about it. Most of the projects use the ZK Snark proof technology mainly for real normal transactions when it comes to blockchain. So most of the projects tackle the problems mainly just in the Web3 space. So they are solving problems in the Web3 space, not really thinking about the real world and the real use cases and the real business plans that can be made. So projects creating NFT marketplaces that are there are tons of them, right? Or actually making transactions on the blockchain faster. So it all solves only problems, but in the Web3 space. Whereas VAIOT, we are actually thinking about the Web3 space, the blockchain space, but also the real life world, because as we all know, that actually impacts your life. So when you can just go on your phone, go into the VAIOT app, talk with your legal assistant, get the car that you wanted, upload the employment agreement that you just had, you received a letter from court, no worries, just upload it and you're gonna know everything. And it's actually life-changing, and not life-changing only in the sense of blockchain, right? I know that this actually can change some of people's lives.
There you go.
Oh, thank you so much. That's amazing. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, 18. I hope that answers your question. Bad, you can ask your question now. Bad. But if you can hear me, please unmute your mic and ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. A very informative section. Thanks for bringing me here. So my question is actually, what is the role of AI in your project? Since AI is the utmost most important thing, and what are the risk associated with deploying some of this AI in your project also? Thank you.
Yeah, so just to be clear, you asked what are the security measures that we are taking when it comes to AI in our project, right?
Yeah, the risk. Yeah, the security measures you're taking in order to avoid the risk associated with AI. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So essentially, I don't know if there are any data scientists here or big data engineers. I have actually been a data scientist for a few years before merging with the blockchain and going into full stack. As we all know, handling big amounts of data that we are doing right now, there are five main concerns that the big data analysis and the machine learning experts, essentially there are five main problems. So it's the big 5V, which is volume, velocity, variety, and there were like two more. Essentially, the streaming of data at VAIOT is real time. There is no lag between the data coming in and out of our service. And every time the data is coming out, it is actually hashed. So it is 100% secure. We are also monitoring the network that we are using to send the data. So there is no real threat when it comes to getting the data of users, right? Which could be a big vulnerability. When it comes to the variety of data, when it comes to like legal knowledge, so that's like the second V, there is a huge variety of data as we are going through all of the legal documents of each country in the world to store in our database and actually connect to gather the information in real time, so we know that all of our services and our models are up to date with everything. When it comes to conversating with our models, so actually using the chat box and having a conversation with the model, we are filtering out the information that is being spit out by the model, so it does not give any explicit content or it doesn't harm anyone. So in general, the answers are very polite, they're nice, they are not encouraging any bad information or bad habits on the users. So I could go on and on because this is a very wide topic, but rest assured the security of our models and the gathering of data, the sending of data, all of it is secure, and it is one of the most important things that we take care of at VAIOT.
All right, that's interesting. Thanks for the clarity. Thanks, Cryptomanas. Thanks, Ariel, for the opportunity. Good luck to your project.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very, very much for your candid answer. Crypto Mario, you've been unmuted. I think you can ask your question now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I want to ask. I noticed that with your platform, people can seek legal services and buy insurance plans. So I want to know, is VAIOT fully decentralized, or do you have like a physical location where users can actually go and make inquiries?
Yeah, so we are actually a link between the decentralization and centralization. As you can probably imagine, handling real life documents is you cannot really do it fully decentralized, right? So it would actually be impossible to actually implement it in the real world in some countries. Because without actually identifying some of the users, for example, for employment contracts, it would be impossible. But we are also not centralized in a sense that we are not going to be collecting any personal information and giving it to anyone. And also, when it comes to this decentralized manner, we are also utilizing blockchain, which is immutable. When it comes to the contract, to track the records of all the contracts, we are not storing it in any SQL or NoSQL database. So to answer your question briefly, we are a connector between decentralization and centralization. Like a lot of the big minds in crypto always said, it's not good when it's fully decentralized. It's not good when it's fully centralized. The best thing that you can do is have a healthy mix of both.
Awesome, awesome. Also, I want to know about the payback program, if you don't mind me asking.
Payback program, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so the payback program at VAIOT essentially means that if you are using our services and you have VAI tokens in your wallet, all of the services will have a payback system, which means that let's say you're creating a legal document, you're now using our platform, and let's just say it costs $5, right? So you can either pay in, let's say, USDT, USDC, Ethereum. There are many different options that you can take. But if you pay in VAI tokens, it's gonna be $5, but some VAI tokens are going to be returned to your wallet. Alongside the VAI payback mechanism, we are also going to have a burning mechanism, which will make, in the long run, the VAI token deflationary, just like Ethereum is. So the VAI tokens are going to be, with time, decreasing in supply.
Awesome. Thank you for the explanation.
I I I skipped this part, and I know the community actually love to know if um you have partners or some sort of partnership coming on board anytime soon.
We actually do, but this is not information that we can release on the EMA. So there are some very exciting news that I would just love to share with you guys right now, but unfortunately this is impossible, and we just have to wait for the proper campaign to launch. But rest assured, there are very big things coming in very, very soon that we have actually never seen in the blockchain space before.
Yes. The next 5 months, the rest of the year is going to be awesome for VAIOT. Wish we could talk more about it, but just stay tuned.
Yeah, I know like most of the projects actually say things like that, but this is for real. This like we do have some really exciting news for the blockchain space that we have actually never seen before, and I do think that in general this is exciting enough for me to just right now be super excited about the future of VAIOT, and rest assured, I think that in the near future everyone is going to be talking about us.
All right. I think we've been able to cover everything from my own end. So, is there anything any one of you would like to contribute at least? If you've got anything else to say, you could actually say it now. Maybe something I actually left out that you will want the community members to know about your project. You could actually talk about right now.
I mean, as far as specific initiatives and things like that, we've been going really deep. ZK Starks here recently. In fact, our whole past 2 weeks have been ironing out every explanation as far as use cases, what we can do, why we're doing it, if we have such a base here. Here in the upcoming future, we actually are going to be running a whole campaign on why is VAIOT needed in the time of ChatGPT. What makes AI or VAIOT's AI legal assistance more than that, which is a super exciting topic because, imagine that it's almost like comparing a screwdriver to a drill, GPT-4 being a screwdriver, or maybe even a screw within the drill. There's a lot when it comes to all the little pieces that bring VAIOT together. So be on the lookout for that.
All right, thank you very very much. It was really really nice having you both here to enlighten us about your project. And so everyone, I still see some requests, but I'm sorry we can't actually take all of that. Do well to go through your website, go through your white paper, and I mean, every information you need is actually there. Do well to go through it, and if you don't understand anything, you could actually drop by in their Telegram channel and drop a message there of anything you want to know. And then remember, nothing we do here is a financial advice. Do your diligence to make your own research about every project that we talk about on this platform. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.
Right on. Thank you for having us
Thank
on.
you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And to everyone who came out in support to listen today, thank you all very much for your time. It's been a pleasure, as usual, getting to tell people about VAIOT and what we have going on. Thank you.